Hey, Pi Pioneers! If you've been wondering why Dr. Nicholas Kokalis, the guy who created Pi Network, has been completely silent on Twitter for 5 whole years while every other crypto founder won't stop posting, you're about to find out something that honestly changed how I see this entire project. What I discovered will probably surprise you because it turns out his silence wasn't him being lazy or uninterested, it was actually one of the smartest moves I've ever seen in crypto. I'm going to show you why his recent appearance at a major crypto conference proves this strategy is working better than anyone imagined, and why it might be the exact reason Pi could surprise everyone. By the way, make sure you follow my Telegram and Facebook links in the description. I share updates there that I can't always fit into these videos. Before we get into this, hit that like button if you're getting tired of crypto projects that are all talk and no action. And definitely subscribe because I'm covering Pi Network in ways that most other channels just aren't doing. So here's what got me thinking about all this. Dr. Nicholas just showed up at Consensus 2025 in Toronto, his biggest public appearance in years. But here's the weird part that caught my attention. Pi's price actually went down after his presentation. At first, I thought, well, that's disappointing. But then I realized something really interesting. Most crypto founders can pump their token price just by posting a selfie on Twitter. But Dr. Nicholas has been building Pi Network for years without playing that game at all. Think about it. Pi has grown to over 60 million users while their founder basically doesn't exist on social media. That's actually pretty incredible when you think about it. During his presentation, he talked about how Pi just moved to full decentralization, disconnecting from centralized servers and letting community nodes handle everything. While everyone else was tweeting about their revolutionary updates, Pi was actually implementing them quietly. This got me thinking about Bitcoin's early days, and honestly, the similarities are kind of spooky. Satoshi Nakamoto never used Twitter either. He stuck to Bitcoin Talk, the forum he created, to communicate directly with the Bitcoin community. Dr. Nicholas is doing the same thing with Pi's chat system, talking directly to pioneers inside the app instead of shouting into the Twitter void. Here's something most people don't realize. Pi Network's open network actually launched back in February 2025. That's right, it's already live and fully operational. But because Dr. Nicholas didn't tweet about it or create a huge marketing campaign, most of the crypto world missed it completely. This reminds me so much of Bitcoin's early days. Bitcoin launched quietly, grew through word of mouth, and then exploded when people finally understood what they'd been sleeping on. The difference is, when Bitcoin was at this stage, maybe a few thousand people knew about it. Pi already has 60 million people who've been building and testing for years. Here's where Dr. Nicholas's strategy gets really smart. While other crypto projects depend on Twitter, YouTube, and Discord platforms they don't control, Pi built its own communication system. Every update, every announcement, every piece of important news goes directly to active users through the Pi app. This means Pi controls its own story. There's no algorithm deciding who sees what, no platform that can shadow ban them, no interference from outside forces. When Pi has news, every active pioneer gets it directly. That's actually revolutionary when you think about how much other projects struggle with social media platforms. What's interesting is that Dr. Nicholas's rare public appearances, like the one at Consensus 2025, create way more impact because they're so unusual. The Pi community has been quietly building for years, and when their founder does speak publicly, people actually listen because it's not just more noise. Here's the part that really got me excited about Pi's approach. By avoiding the social media hype game, Pi attracted people who actually use the platform, not just speculators looking for quick profits. That creates a completely different kind of community. Look at what happened after Consensus 2025. Instead of just temporary price pumps, there were real discussions about Pi's technology and what it can actually do. That's the kind of sustainable interest that builds lasting value, not just pump and dump cycles. There's this running joke in the Pi community that Pi could hit $5 just from Nicholas posting on Twitter. While it's funny, it actually shows something important. There's a lot of built-up excitement in the Pi community that's been growing for years. When major exchanges do start listing Pi, that excitement isn't going to disappear quickly because it's based on real use and real community, not just hype. So, if you're holding Pi, here's what this all means for you. You're not just holding another cryptocurrency, you're part of a platform that's been built to be independent from the usual crypto marketing circus. Pi's approach means that When it does break into mainstream awareness, the impact could be huge because it won't be another empty hype project. It'll be a working ecosystem with millions of real users, actual applications, and proven utility. The open network is already running, the infrastructure is ready, and millions of people are already using it. The question isn't whether Pi will succeed, it's when the rest of the crypto world will notice what's been building right under their noses. If Dr. Nicholas ever does start tweeting regularly, it probably won't be to create hype. It'll be to announce that Pi is ready for its next big phase. And when that happens, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by what they've been missing. Dr. Nicholas's silence on Twitter isn't just about avoiding the spotlight, it's a deliberate choice that highlights how Pi Network is grounded in real innovation rather than online noise. In a space where many projects rely heavily on hype, likes, and retweets to stay relevant, Pi has taken the opposite path, focusing on building a functional, community-driven ecosystem. This low-profile approach has allowed Pi to develop quietly but meaningfully, laying the foundation for a digital currency that's not just another speculative token, but a platform with real-world applications and long-term potential. Whether he ever tweets again or not, the real momentum isn't coming from one person's updates, it's happening quietly and steadily within the Pi ecosystem itself. Millions of users around the world are contributing to something much bigger than hype. They're building, testing, transacting, and growing a network that's starting to show real utility. That kind of grassroots movement doesn't need constant attention from influencers or flashy announcements to move forward. This approach mirrors what made Bitcoin successful in its early days. It wasn't driven by marketing or mainstream media, but by a dedicated group of people who believed in the technology and its potential. Pi is following that same path, but with a more accessible entry point, mobile-first design, and a broader user base right from the start. It's not about getting rich overnight, it's about long-term value created through participation, community, and real use cases. In today's crypto world, where speculation often overshadows substance, Pi stands out for focusing on utility and adoption first. It's being built for the long haul, not just for a quick spike in price. Whether or not certain voices stay active online, the network continues to evolve. And that, more than any tweet, is what will determine Pi's future success. If this made you see Pi Network differently, let me know with a like and drop a comment about what you think. Are you starting to appreciate Pi's quiet approach? I'd love to hear from other pioneers about this. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on, because I'll keep following Pi's progress. And definitely check out my Telegram and Facebook pages in the description for more Pi updates and analysis. Sometimes the most powerful statement is the one made quietly. In a world full of noise, maybe silence really is golden. Check out my next video where I break down the signs that Pi Network might be getting ready for something big, and browse my Pi Network playlist for everything you need to know about this project. The future might be building more quietly than we think.